the iron-chinned, all-round fighter who is now a natural super featherweight, and the speedy southpaw, Manny Pacquiao, here coming up a division to prove that he can take on the very best. What are the tactics, Jim? Is it speed? Is it ring craft?
Well, I don't know that Pacquiao is really big on tactics. He is a southpaw, but he doesn't make use of the southpaw stance because he's so aggressive. He commits himself so much. He throws more punches than he does thinking, whereas Morales, more tactical, sometimes a bit more mechanical. He'll look to think his way around, but eventually, and pretty soon, Pacquiao is going to raise the pace.
Normally, it's a whirlwind type of start from Manny Pacquiao. He floored Juan Manuel Marquez 3 times in an astonishing first round of a fight that ended in a draw when Marquez boxed his way back. There goes the combinations. That's what Freddie Roach has been working on, the movement.
Yeah, well, Pacquiao definitely has the edge in hand speed and probably punching power, although the natural weight advantage is with Morales. So you would expect, certainly in the early stages, Pacquiao would want to control the pace, make the more mechanical Morales fight at his pace.
Morales getting the jab, but Pacquiao puts together the left and rights. And in, Morales beckons him, and back he comes. Oh, it started at such a high tempo.
Morales was actually caught napping a little bit there. I think he's shocked by how quickly Pacquiao can put the punches together, but look how he answers, typical fashion.
And he beckoned Pacquiao in then. Is that a sign of things to come as he opens up again, Erik Morales?
Well, he did this last year against Hernandez for the first couple of rounds. He stood his ground against the slugger just to show, if you want to do it your way, I can do it. Then he started doing it the sensible way. I don't know if this will be the same tactics tonight. Pacquiao, hand speed, certainly giving him some problems.
Fast, accurate, but a right-hand counter from Morales, and the crowd really livening up to this. What a great opener.
I have Pacquiao nicking the first round, but I think Morales will be quite happy with it. His defences have been good, but here he's just a little bit of trouble here, lost his way.
Body shots whipped in from Manny Pacquiao, especially with the left hand. Was Morales hurt by that one? Back he comes with a tremendous onslaught. And this at the moment is every bit as good as we could have hoped for. Crowd on their feet after the first round. Have you got your breath back?
That's a wonderful start, but it's pretty much what we expected. We've never seen Erik Morales hiding in a fight, and he was given no choice. He would have been swamped if he hadn't come back with punches of his own. I thought Pacquiao won the round, but a wonderful start.
Normally takes time to get into gear, Erik Morales. Body shots.
See, as usual, he's a little bit untidy and he doesn't have great balance, Pacquiao, but because of that, he throws punches from strange angles. You can see the way Morales answered. So sometimes punches come that are really unexpected, and I think Morales was caught napping several times in the first round.
Freddie Roach was talking about a weapon called the Manila Ice that they've perfected for this fight as we enter the second round. The white trunks, remember, of Erik Morales in his 50th fight. 3-weight world champion. Manny Pacquiao, a 2-weight champion in fight number 44. So much experience, and again, Pacquiao tries to blaze forward with his speed.
I think Morales wants to find a bit more snap in the jab. Pacquiao has power in his jab, but he's not noted to do everything behind the jab. So if Morales can start winning the battle of the jabs, it'll put him maybe in the driving seat.
It was a stunning performance when Manny Pacquiao took care of Marco Antonio Barrera, but he's under some fire here from the other Mexican, Erik Morales. Is this about resistance? Who can take the better shot?
Well, the natural body weight advantage is with Morales. Too early to say if that's going to be a factor, but he's got to get his jab working far better in the second round here.
Really fascinating affair that has got boxers, trainers and critics all split on who will be victorious. Morales just coming back into it and backing Pacquiao up. Is that a good move?
I think that's the key. I think that's what he's trying to do. The sooner he can get Pacquiao on the back foot, take away some of his power, and then his lack of balance would cause him some problems. But certainly an improvement in Morales' work in the second round here. There goes that jab again.
Not afraid to throw the leather as always, Erik Morales. He's given the crowd so many dramas over the years. He has that world-rounded experience that maybe Pacquiao doesn't quite have.
Pacquiao a little bit more predictable in the second round here. He's showing out what he's trying to do. Element of surprise not really been seen in the second round from him.
Yet the criticism of Pacquiao is that he can look ragged when he charges in. And Morales again starting to pick Pacquiao off.
See, Pacquiao has to do it in volume. He's not as smart, he's not as clever as Morales. Has to do it in volume, and can he do that for 12 rounds?
Drops his hand, then comes in with a storm, Morales. Pacquiao just complaining there to Joe Cortez. Is that a first sign of weakness?
Well, it's certainly a good sign for any fighter. Oh, lovely right hand from Morales.
Terrific shot. Shook Pacquiao there, who smiles at the crowd after another tasty round. Another little interesting addition is that there was a dispute over the type of gloves used here. Manny Pacquiao wanted to use the raised gloves, the puncher's gloves, but the winning Japanese make that Morales prefers was in the contract, so they've gone with those. Will that have some sort of an effect on the Pacquiao power? Who's hurt who more so far?
I think a couple of times in the first round, certainly Morales was shaken up a little bit, but the more precise punching over the first two rounds that we've seen have come from Morales. He's more thoughtful, he can punish mistakes, and Pacquiao certainly makes plenty of those.
Will this be about the better schooled fighter? The combinations whip through, really looking for that left to the rib cage, Pacquiao. That's presumably one of their tactics, to work the long body of Morales.
Yeah, and he has to set the pace. Again, you can see Morales trying to control, trying to drop the pace that little bit. Obviously, when the pace slows, he'll come onto his own. So this is the stage of the fight where Pacquiao must make an impression.
They were relying on his ferocity, his energy, Manny Pacquiao, because first time up at 9 stone 4, and Morales really could move up into the lightweight division at some point this year. There's a big physical difference between them.
Yeah, well, not on the scales they're not, but in natural weight there certainly is. But again, we see Pacquiao not making use of the southpaw hand. He doesn't see it. It's as soon as he can let that left hand go, he wants to hurt, he wants to knock people out, but he's not thinking enough. In this kind of fight, he must show a little bit of more ring craft. Probably winning this round on volume, but really disjointed all over the place. There's that left hand, all he's thinking about. The big left hand.
Trying to back Morales up. He's got such a good chin. Only been down once in his life in the first classic with Marco Antonio Barrera, and that was really nothing more than a slip as they go toe-to-toe.
Well, if I was in Morales' corner, I would be telling him, get the right glove onto your chin and do everything with the jab and the left hook, because this fella is throwing everything onto that left hand.
And he's backed up, Pacquiao. Is that where Morales wants him? At the end of that jab.
Well, making a statement towards the end of the round, but Pacquiao, by far the busier, but again, looking ragged.
The volume of shots there from Manny Pacquiao. Quite remarkable. Can he keep that up? 9 blistering minutes to get this going. Many people believe that was Manny Pacquiao's territory. What happens now in the 4th round? Remember the red and yellow of the 26-year-old southpaw. Erik Morales, 2 years older in the white trunks. He seems to have been around for eternity. Was such a great world super bantamweight champion an age ago.
Yeah, some shaky performances during his career at Morales, but he always struggled with the scales. I expect to see the best of him in this division. Physically strong, at his best. Trouble is, we ask all the wars he's had, maybe that blunt the edge a little bit.
On his world 9-stone 4 title against Jesus Chavez. Had a terrific war with Carlos Hernandez. And then lost to Barrera. Is Pacquiao just becoming a little disorganised?
Well, this pace is no good to Pacquiao. Lovely right hand. Morales, every mistake Pacquiao makes, he's punished now.
Backing Pacquiao up again. A Filipino who has been stopped a couple of times way back early in his career. But remember, he won his first world title as a flyweight. And how much of an effect is this natural size having?
But Morales is really looking good in there. Against Barrera, he came in far too heavy on the night. He came in a full stone heavy. He was sluggish in the first part of the fight, but he's not sluggish tonight.
Absolutely no problem in signing this fight, Erik Morales. He said that's what he's all about. He knows how dangerous Pacquiao is. He wants to prove himself against the best. He says his rhythm wins the fight.
Yeah, well, this is the perfect type of fight for Morales. He's time to think, he's time to work out what he's doing. Pacquiao must initiate more attacks, and you can see he's not getting the chance. He's not being allowed to do that.
Looks out around the ring again, Pacquiao, when he's backed up. Can he pressure Morales? He tries a body shot from the other side.
See, we have to remember Pacquiao was totally outboxed for the last 9 rounds probably of the Marquez fight. So against real slick boxers he does have problems, but here you have a man who can box and fight. But this is not the kind of action Pacquiao needs.
Deep breath from Manny Pacquiao at the end of only 4 rounds. What next?
See, the problem for Freddie Roach, he knows what Pacquiao should be doing, but he's not really strong in tactics. He fights on instinct, he uses his power, his speed, and just his conditioning. And it hasn't worked. He's lost his way a little bit in the 4th round. He's looking to establish himself again with a big round.
Beautiful uppercut went in from Morales about 10 seconds ago. He's used that a few times in his career, flooring Jesus Chavez, destroying Angel Chacon. Will that come into the artillery as Pacquiao again tries to press forward with lefts and rights?
But you can see when he launches an attack, he loses his footing, his balance is poor. So if Morales blocks the attack, then he's always able to come back with counter punches because Pacquiao's defences have gone.
Pacquiao did stop Marco Antonio Barrera in 11 late on. How is the stamina as he tries to plant another shot to the rib cage of Morales. Is that the way to slow down a man who's got such a good chin?
Yeah, well, you certainly can't box this man at long range. The pace at the moment is suiting Morales. He's dictating it. This is good action.
Full cut, right eye, Manny Pacquiao, as he bravely tries to come back, but there's blood flowing down the muscular chest of Pacquiao. Is this all too much for the cult hero from the Philippines? Is the tide beginning to turn fast? Joe Cortez.
Caused by a punch.
Doctor having a good look at that.
That came from a punch. Okay, that came from a punch.
Well, the referee has ruled that that was deemed from a punch, but maybe the head crash. Heads have been very close in there. Difficult to tell, Jim?
Yeah, well, we've just seen one of the hottest exchanges in the fight so far. It's possible I didn't spot a head clash, but the heads were coming together, but so were the punches. But the main thing is, referees decided it was a punch. That's all that matters.
Pacquiao looks very perturbed by it. Swelling under the right eye, looks a little worse too, as he goes back in to battle. Remember, we're only in the 5th round, and should the bout be stopped now, well, Jim, it was caused by a punch, therefore...
Yep, we do not go to the scorecards. Yes, we do not go to the scorecards.
No cards. Right hand to the body from Morales.
I feel sorry for Pacquiao because he realised he was looking for a big round. He was trying to have that, and that's broken his rhythm a little bit, broken his momentum. He's been picked off with the jab now.
Morales easing in to that boxing rhythm that he wanted to, and Pacquiao blistering forward, but a bit more inaccurate now as Morales turns him, pins him back, using his strength and accuracy himself.
Yep, and again the jab from Morales working perfectly, stopping Pacquiao in his tracks, confusing him. Excellent round.
Manny Jesus in with Freddie Roach, working on the cut. Just saying there, Freddie Roach, back him up with combinations. Can he do anything else?
Well, you just see the heads coming together there, so that is quite possibly, yep, and then you can see as though the hand's going towards the eye. So bad luck for Pacquiao.
Because otherwise it would have gone to the cards should the fight have been stopped from the cut.
Yep, that's a fact, but I mean, Pacquiao's going to have to start winning rounds one way or the other here. And he has to do, as Fred Denote says, has to back this man up. The pace of the fight and the type of fight we're seeing suits Morales.
Here's the 6th round, an enthralling affair between two of the finest fighters we have in the world at the moment. Manny Pacquiao looking for his 40th win, Erik Morales for his 48th. Good quality operators, but who is the finer man?
Well, Pacquiao still giving Morales time to work, and the jab is working a treat. Every time he sees the target, he spears it home. This is what Pacquiao has to do, get close. Get close and let the punches flow.
Razor sharp in sparring with the IBF Super Bantamweight champion Israel Vasquez and Jose Santa Cruz, a lightweight Manny Pacquiao. But this is a different ball game. He's got to do it with one of the best men on the planet.
Morales still looking so controlled, time to work, time to think, not doing anything silly, not being forced to work, just working at his own pace. Pacquiao really becoming ragged looking.
of bravado. There goes the bitter pat shots of Pacquiao, followed by the left hook to the body. He hasn't made a big dent in Morales, and look at the way the Mexican comes back. One right hand stopped Pacquiao in his tracks.
Well, Morales is the one who a couple of times has turned the action all the way around with one punch. Pacquiao hasn't managed to do that, so we're wondering, as well as everything else, does Morales also have that added power?
34 stoppages Erik Morales has, 30 Pacquiao. Pacquiao called the puncher, but early doors, Morales has weathered the storm. Is that crucial?
Well, certainly the battle of the jabs has been well won by Morales. He's perfectly comfortable there. Nothing Morales has done in the last couple of rounds has given him the slightest bit of trouble.
Again, the jab and the long arms of Morales. He's got 5 inches of a reach advantage, and he's making it tell.
And Morales happy to lead off as well now. Happy to counter in some of the early rounds, but now he's leading off a bit more.
This 9'4" super featherweight clash. Erik Morales, seasoned. And how do you have it, Jim? Have you got him ahead?
Yep, I have Morales a couple of points up, which I think at this stage of the fight is a real panic situation for Pacquiao. He must have looked, I have it 58, 56 at the moment. So, lots of work and my scorecard to be done by Pacquiao, and no signs that he's going to produce that.
A cameo there. It's the jab for the first real time, Manny Pacquiao. Can he dig his heels in and get back? It's normally Morales who has the quieter first 6 rounds, and he should come on down the stretch, shouldn't he?
The thing that surprises me, if I was training kids and a southpaw comes into my gym, the first thing I would do, develop a top-class jab, because you can win fights with that. But Pacquiao has never had the advantage of being a southpaw because he doesn't develop the jab. He's trying to use it here, but everything seems to be the left hand or the right hook. He's trying it here. I wonder if that's been part of the plan. But certainly he's got his boxing together a little bit more in this round.
Left hook digs in from Manny Pacquiao. Morales, of course, has fought many southpaws over the years. Did a job on Paulie Ayala, Kevin Kelly, and won his world title off Daniel Zaragoza. All court-siders or southpaws.
Well, Morales not putting so much thought into his boxing here. I wonder maybe if he wants to send a message across to Pacquiao that I can also do it your way. But he's showing a lot more target in this round than probably all of the rounds put together. I wonder, does he fancy a stoppage? I haven't seen signs of that. He looks as though he fancies a stoppage here.
Both men probably realised that they were going to have to go to the well at times in this fight and sit there and trade. Does Pacquiao have any other tricks in the locker as a big shot gets home from Morales?
Well, things were going so smoothly, so well for Morales. I thought he would have left things alone, but he's been standing his ground a lot more. He obviously fancies he's bigger than Pacquiao. Maybe he can actually feel the weakening of his opponent in there. But he certainly changed his tactics in this round. But taking punches, he doesn't have to take, but certainly finishing the round on top.
Both men giving, delivering, taking and sucking up punches. Look at this. Morales, Pacquiao, toe-to-toe. Crowd on their feet again. Absolutely entertaining stuff.
You can see all the anguish, all the problems are shown on that face there. But you see, he was staying in range, his chin was high, his own punching was good. Tip typical Morales fashion, he has a point to make, and he'll make it whenever he decides.
So many believe that Erik Morales might be jaded, might have slipped after the last fight with Marco Antonio Barrera. Do you think there are signs of that or not?
No, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. I fancied Morales to beat Barrera last time, and I've got such a high opinion of this man. If they fight again, I'll probably pick him again. I just feel he's a wonderful fighter in every department.
One of those rivalries, Barrera-Morales, that will never go away. They really don't like each other, but they have given us a trilogy that, well, we'll never forget.
There's a good left hook, a good leading left hook for Morales. He's really picking his punches now. Plenty of time to work. He's thinking his way around now. Pacquiao must come up with something special, and he must do it quite soon.
Pouring out the jab, Manny Pacquiao. Trying to buzzsaw attacks. Getting in close. Still looks like he's got a bit of fire in the belly.
Yep, there's still plenty of snap in the punches. It's just he can't match the skills of Morales at the moment.
Oh, again, Morales, couple of big right hands. Suddenly, Pacquiao just has to give ground. It's incredible, isn't it? He can put a combination together, the Filipino, and one will come back from Morales to shake him.
See, that is the sign of quality in this guy. Every time Pacquiao feels he's getting a little foothold, bang, back comes the attack just to put him back in his place again. The quality punches again coming from Morales. The ragged stuff still from Pacquiao.
Dabbing the eye. Cut in the fifth. We think by a clash of heads, but remember it was deemed a punch, so it won't go to the scorecards if the fight is stopped because of it.
And you actually see Morales countering the southpaw's jab there. We're used to seeing that the other way around, but southpaws, I know that they don't pose any great problem, but especially Pacquiao, he's just too predictable at the moment.
Slightly agitated look about Manny Pacquiao. Probably thinking, why aren't these punches working? Well, he's seen the tapes of Morales. What a warrior he's got in front of him. Look at him dropping his hands, as we've seen so many times before.
Yep, just taking a little breather. He knows we're getting towards the end of the round. He feels he's done enough to put another round in the bank with his quality punching. Big effort in this round from Pacquiao, but it was ragged. It was cupping punches, the quality stuff for me, again coming from Morales.
Almost 20 world title fights for Morales, not even 10 for Pacquiao. Does he know how to win these fights now?
Nice deep breath, son.
Is he just the better man?
Deep breath, man. Come on. It's a good round out there, son. Now here, you gonna go fight?
They're getting desperate a touch, Freddie Roach and the boys.
There's no sign of desperation in the corner, but Freddie Roach, that is his personality. If he was feeling desperate, he probably wouldn't pass that on in the corner. But he must be one. That was the beauty of a left hook just at the start of the round, leading left hook. See, he's picking his punches there. The jab has worked all the way through. And every time Pacquiao backs off from an attack, he's wide open. He's always lacked a defence. Technique let him down a little bit here, and the real quality stuff coming from Morales.
The packed crowd here at the MGM in Las Vegas, absolutely loving every minute, because both men, Jim, are giving everything they know, as we'd expect.
Yep, well, this is the classic example with so many world championships on offer these days. The titles don't matter, it's the matches, and this for me is the best match in this division, and it's every bit as good as we hoped. I mean, there has never been a lull in the action. Two real good tradesmen, but again, I'm sitting here in admiration of Erik Morales.
Maybe Pacquiao got Barrera on an off night for the baby-faced assassin. El Terrible says that his last fight with Barrera was an off night. Is it about class now as Pacquiao tries to muster the speed and combinations once more.
See, I think it's the case. Pacquiao was able to spring a surprise back then, but now people know what you're getting with this guy. You know you're going to have to be 100% in condition, and that's what Morales is.
Is Pacquiao too predictable at this sort of level?
That's been the problem. I don't really think he's worked on his skills. I mean, a southpaw really should confuse an opponent with a jab, should give him problems with the jab. Sometimes problems the other guy solves out, but Morales has never had any problems whatsoever. The guy doesn't use the southpaw stance as advantage. He's picked off here just as I'm speaking, trying to find the range. Just what a ring general Morales is. He's just that little half step back, bringing Pacquiao onto the counter. See, Pacquiao can't get started, can't get himself in range at the moment here.
Beautiful exhibition of the jab from Erik Morales here in the ninth, as Pacquiao just tries to walk through him.
I think another wonderful thing about Morales, he could win fights doing this, but he doesn't want to do that. He keeps saying, a fight for the people. They'll maybe do this to get a couple of rounds in the bank, then the macho bit, the real Mexican bit comes back, and here it comes now.
Every bit as much as Pacquiao's a hero back in the Philippines. Erik Morales is in Tijuana, rough district in Mexico. They hold him in such high esteem.
Well, Pacquiao is looking for a big punch here to try and turn things around. Hasn't stopped trying. Still obviously such a competitive fight, but the edge definitely with Morales.
Desperately trying Manny Pacquiao, but he hasn't managed to really hurt Erik Morales, who comes back, looks strong and determined. He wants this so badly, Morales.
Yeah, and once again we can see how keen he is to stand his ground. Nothing that Pacquiao has thrown at him has really troubled him, apart maybe from the first round when he was maybe caught cold a couple of times. Well, the man's pride alone, he wouldn't want to be having 2 losses consecutive on the... But you can see, able to stand his ground, dish out better than what's coming his way, good, clean, quality punches, whereas, as you can see, Pacquiao, everything's forced and a little bit disjointed.
9 minutes left to this intriguing encounter. Manny Pacquiao, Erik Morales. Who's got more down the stretch, and how have you got it?
Well, I have Morales has added to his lead 87-84. I have him 3 points up at the moment, and really looking comfortable, everything controlled. He's dictating the pace, the action, he's dictating everything about the fight here.
This is the 324th round in Erik Morales' career that started way back in 1993. Is he just that more rounded campaigner at world level? Has he got the experience as well as the skill on Pacquiao?
Yeah, and also I think Pacquiao relies on hurting people. He relies on hurting and intimidating the other guy so that he can take the initiative. He's not been allowed to do that. Morales has met him head on a couple of times when I think he should have been backing off. He opted to stand his ground, but he's made his point several times, and he's got control of this at the moment.
And by this stage, when Pacquiao fought Juan Manuel Marquez, he was being outboxed, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely from this. I mean, he's been outboxed here in a macho fashion. Marquez did it cutely, moving out of range, not really taking any punches, but even when he gets punches home, this fellow's standing in front of him saying, so, that's what you've got, well, this is what I've got, and here he's doing it again.
Big shots from Morales, especially with the right hand. Does he want the stoppage? Pacquiao beckons him in. Guts and desire from the man from the Philippines, but is it all too much?
Did the gum shield just come out? Pacquiao's gum shield. Just referee. I mean, if he's waiting for a lull in the action to replace that gum shield, he'll wait for the bell, because there hasn't been a lull yet.
Pacquiao just put a huge combination together, bounced off Erik Morales. Must be so dispirited.
See, if Pacquiao's punches weren't landing, he could keep trying, thinking sooner or later one's going to get through. But the fact that his punches are landing cleanly, and the guy's coming right through them, just replacing the gum shield here.
They did find a lull. Not sure quite how that happened because they've been at it from the opener. Erik Morales just having a breather himself.
Yeah, a little sign there that Erik's feeling it as well. And who can blame him? What a pace this has been. Real quality action every second.
What's left in the Pacquiao tank? Is he running it down now?
He's actually turning to southpaw here. I wonder if he's injured a hand. I've never seen him do that before in any of his previous fights. Why? That would be a disaster if he's injured a hand at this stage in the action.
The left hand, has he thrown it at all? There goes the right.
I hope that is not a disaster here for Erik Morales. He's not complaining, he's not showing the hand to the corner. Hopefully not.
Just trying to get Pacquiao to relax in there. Morales turns southpaw at the end. It's got a bit of everything, this.
Yeah, well, as he went back to the corner, you can see that the jab knocking the gum shield out there. Taking punches himself, but that's what he's all about. He could do this cutely, cleanly, but he doesn't want to do that. A fight for the people, wants to put on a show every fight, and he's doing it again tonight.
Here's the 11th round. This was the one that Manny Pacquiao caught up with Marco Antonio Barrera, but it hasn't been the same story with the other great modern Mexican, and Morales goes on the attack. Back to orthodox, back using that jab. So why did he switch?
I don't know, I've never seen him do that. I was worried, but things seem okay. I mean, that's the type of thing that could just have swung things back round in Pacquiao's favour.
Still looking to the left hand to get through that high defence, the tight guard of Erik Morales. Has he got time?
Yeah, well, we've seen his power in the past. We know he certainly has the power. He's running out of rounds as far as I'm concerned. So at least on that card, he's looking for a knockdown. But he's been pushed back. Again, Morales knows what's required, and he's going about the job perfectly.
That power diminished as the rounds have gone on without his favourite gloves, remember, Pacquiao.
The pace has dropped slightly in the 11th here, but Pacquiao not able really to take advantage of that. Yep, still being picked off. Morales boxing beautifully.
Again shakes his head, Erik Morales. What on earth is he made of? Teeth tough, look at him.
See, he takes a few cupping punches from Pacquiao, shakes his head and comes back with better ones of his own. That's been the difference. It's been a difference for me in quality all the way through. Full credit to Pacquiao, but the quality has been in Morales' work.
Pacquiao's hands just dropping as Morales increases the tempo. Tapping away at that eye, still trying to drive himself forward. Manny Pacquiao, so much respect everybody must have for his showing tonight, whatever happens.
Yeah, again, every round is there a couple of bursts. You think, is he going to start taking over? Is he going to take charge? But back again comes Morales. And I mean, it's amazing the quality and the pace. We're in the 11th round, there's never been a drop in the action. Wonderful fight, don't need a title here.
Isn't that refreshing? No belt on the line, just 12 rounds. So far we've had 11 of excellent quality, really good action, plenty of courage and skill on display. Right hand from Pacquiao. Just stop Morales in his tracks at the end of that round. And has to flop down onto his stool. They both do.
Well, that was a tough round. Morales had to work a little bit harder. His reputation means everything to him. He wants to please the fans.
It's Miguel Diaz. Jose Morales. Look at that, how many times Morales has done the 12 rounds. He knows this game inside and out.
See, the long-range stuff. Again, Pacquiao's balance not what it should be. So even when the counter punches come back, they don't have the snap they should have if his body weight was coming forward.
Crowd absolutely love this fight as we enter the 12th round. And look at the two, great mutual respect. But has Morales done plenty for you in this?
Yep, I've got it wider now. I've got it 5 points up, 107 Morales, 102 Pacquiao. Some of the rounds have been close, and every round Pacquiao has mounted attacks, but for me the quality has usually been with Morales.
Three judges at ringside, Chuck Jumper, Dave Moretti and Paul Smith. Who knows how they're seeing it? We've had controversy in plenty of Vegas fights, and Morales is no stranger with his bouts with Barrera.
Yeah, but it was as though they were trying to rectify first mistakes by making second mistakes. But I certainly have no doubt in my mind here. For me, he has been the master tonight. This is as good a performance as I've seen from him. And as I've mentioned a couple of times, he could have done it the way Marquez did it, but that's not his style. Everybody will go home happy, except maybe Manny Pacquiao.
Switches to southpaw again, Morales, and gets a jab home with the right hand. And a right hook. How much talent has this Mexican got? And still, they go toe to toe. Stunning.
Again, Morales taking punches that he doesn't have to take. Why does he do this? He just wants to show the macho, wants to finish on a high. It's been an excellent performance. But again, fighting Pacquiao's fight, as though to say, I've done it my way, now I'll show you I can also do it your way.
Pacquiao just senses there that he may have troubled Morales. And suddenly, Morales looked hurt for the first time. Only 45 seconds left in the fight. Murad Muhammad, his promoter at ringside here, trying to beckon Pacquiao in. Is it too late?
I mean, at this stage in a fight when the body's tired, you don't have the same punch resistance. Why does Morales take these chances? The better punches for the first time in the fight coming from Pacquiao. The job is done. It's just that macho bit he feels he has to show. I think that punch has taken something out of him, Adam.
This is where he was floored too by Barrera in their first fight. As he got sloppy, Erik Morales says he fights for the people, and that's why he does this.
He's turning southpaw again, don't know why. I should think he'd be thinking defensive here. Sensible, but he's never done it before.
Pacquiao came on like a whirlwind in that final round. They raise him aloft, but they also raise Erik Morales up high. Morales believes that he has won the mega fight. And you do too.
Yeah, I have him with 4 rounds to spare. I have scored at 116 to Morales, 112 to Pacquiao. What a wonderful fight. I mean, it just restores your faith in boxing with all the alphabet titles and all the nonsense we put up with sometimes. How refreshing to it. Real warriors, real fighters who want to do it the proper way. Wonderful.
They wanted the fight beforehand and they gave it to us in reality.
Well, the 4 main men in the division, Morales has boxed the one after the other. This is where he was clipped. Now, at this stage in a fight, you can't afford to take chances. The body's tired, you're almost exhausted. The punch resistance is not what it should be. This guy, when he could be careful, doesn't want to be careful. Wants to do it his way. That's what he's all about. No wonder I hold him in such high regard. full credit to Pacquiao. He's never been strong in technique, he's never been strong in tactics, but never been short in heart, power and speed. But that wasn't enough to beat Morales, who for me was at his best tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, we saw two of the best fighters, not just in this division, but pound for pound in the world today, have the courage to face each other around